Come on, let the man talk.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the LA.Taye Podcast. This podcast will be discussing everything from pop culture, pain, trauma, sex, celebrity news, and gossip, and everything underneath the freaking sun. The purpose of this podcast is to bring you things that you've never heard or ever seen in a different light. So let's just jump into it. This is a disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the speakers, commentaries, experts, and or hosts. They do not explicit or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcast. So enjoy the show and let me know what you think.
Going on, I don't want no smoke with nobody.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the LA.Taye Podcast. I'm so glad that you are here to catch a vibe with us today. Today has just been such a blessing day of people just pouring out love for me, and even when I didn't have it for myself today has been really a trying day for me. But we're here, and we're doing the podcast, and everything is going to just work itself out, and I just want people to know that when you have a dream, just keep working at it. Okay. But yeah, we're going to just jump into this show. This episode is going to be about coming clean and just seeing things. No, coming clean and being self-aware. I forgot the whole thing and I wrote it. It's crazy how you write something and you just forget what you said. So yeah, the episode's going to be called Coming Clean and Being Self-Aware. And today I have a special guest that I am just so happy that he's became a co-host. I'm so glad that he became a good person. I'm so grateful that this young man is sitting before me. I'm so happy that he is here and he really sees a vision for what I'm doing and wants to stand behind somebody else's vision, but also have a vision for himself. This guy, I kid you not, hands down, just to being around his presence is just so humbling. You ever met somebody that's been so humbling to a point where you just are grateful just to know that they're here and they're around you? Man, this guy right here I'm about to introduce, he has produced my intro track for my podcast. So when y'all hear the podcast intro, thank this guy right here. So I want to give a warm welcome to my guest,
Drowsy.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
What AKA Drowsy. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's early. Like I said, everybody, it's been a crazy morning. It's been a morning from just hell. It's been one of those days from hell,
Yes, I totally get that.
But yeah, I just want to just get into this podcast and just jump into it.
Yes.
So Drowsy.
Yes.
Drowsy, right?
Yes.
Okay, Drowsy. Praise God. So we met, right? We met at school, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And I want you to introduce yourself to the people. Okay. Before we get into the school. Okay. And just to how we met as people.
Gotcha.
So we're just gonna just bounce off of each other, okay?
Okay.
How we're right now. We're just gonna just talk it out.
Well.
So
okay.
Yeah, just tell me just tell the viewers, the listeners, I'm sorry, how you got inspired, or who are you and where you're coming from?
Well, first of all, my name is Drowsy. I came to this school just as it was more like a vision, because it was more or less to broaden my my future in music development, as well as to get my name known out there. When I came across Aaron right here sitting before me.
They don't know me as Aaron now. They know me as LA.Taye 95.
LA.Taye 95, yeah. But this host right here, I'm so blessed to be on this show right here.
We thank you for having you here.
Thank you. But coming meeting Aaron, or LA.Taye 95.
I was just saying.
Meeting LA.Taye 95 here came to me as just first an acquaintance. But, as we talked more and more, he came to me wanting to, he needed help with his computer. And I said, sure, what do you need? And I helped him out with his computer. And then I just felt, welcomed. He felt like it was a welcoming spirit. And just being me personally, I just love to help people out.
So, Drowsy.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I am doing very well. Staying very blessed.
That's good. So, who are you? Because the people, they don't know who you are.
Yes, that is true.
Would you like to introduce yourself to people, to my listeners on the LA.Taye Podcast?
Yes.
So, who are you, and where you come from? Just questions like that.
Okay. Well, for starters, my name is Drowsy. I was born in Columbus, Ohio. Born and raised here. I am 20 years old. I come from a loving family. My mom is very supportive. Same with my dad. Although my dad, it's very hard to talk about my dad because he's been, ever since I was 3 years old, he's been locked up and stuff like that. But my mom, she's very supportive, very loving, and I believe that's where all my loving personality comes from. Though I am a fighter as well. I'm a fighter when I have to be, and that's where
not a fighter though.
Oh, sometimes I'm a fighter, and that's where my dad's personality. That's where that comes from because he's the same way. And also my cousin Will, he's been in my life too. He's been like a father figure to me as well because my dad hasn't been around. But enough about my family. I got into making music at a very young, kind of a young age, like around like 16 years old.
Wow, that's really impressive. At 16 years old.
Yes. It was more or less like a I kind of picked it up as a hobby, but I'm trying to pick it up as like I'm trying to pick it up as like a, let's say like a part-time or like a little side job or whatever, like a little side hustle or something like that. But now, it's kind of hard to do that because the sound is constantly changing. But I don't have any problems with that because I stay up to date with the newest sounds. The music industry is still changing every now and then.
It definitely is. It went from doo-wop, pop to shake that ass. Shake
yes.
some titties.
Oh yes.
Now for the record, remember this show is uncensored.
Yes.
Unfiltered. So you can say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
How you want to say it. As long as you get your message out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll let you people know that this show is an unfiltered type of show.
Okay.
So we're gonna just go with that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, continue what you were saying.
Okay. But yeah, like I started making music at a very young age and stuff like that. And to be honest, my music my sound mainly came from Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the very depressing type sound, guitars.
Depressing music.
And it kind of fits my personality because not mainly my personality, but my backstory because I had a really rough childhood growing up. When I was younger, like I said, my dad was locked up. It was when I was 3 years old. He was locked up when I was turned 3. And I feel like that's how my depression also started too. And I just now figured out that I got diagnosed with bipolar depression. Yes, I was given medication at a very young age.
Wow. I was too. I'll just be honest.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
it's supposed to like help us like be smarter in class,
right?
But that was my mama. She was doing at the time to put us on that medication. It didn't really help. But
yeah.
I just that's something that I don't really talk about.
Right.
But since you brought that up, I wanted to share that so that we have a connection.
Right.
In that type of way because I'm not on it now.
Yeah.
But I am in a better place. So but
yeah.
Just you gotta be that self-aware of what's going on. When you take those type of medications and stuff like that.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So I was I just figured out I got diagnosed with bipolar depression. At a very young age, of course, and I believe, and they think it's because of my dad not being around, and I believe that too. Let me see. In school, it was rough for me growing up in school because I used to get into a lot of fights and stuff, getting suspended. It was rough just growing up, but I pushed through it. Like I said, I'm a fighter.
Yeah, you're a fighter. fighter, you still got it going on today. You know, you changing lives, and you don't even know that you're changing lives. Of
course,
in this time frame.
Right.
So that's such a blessing to itself. You know, just let you know that you are still here with us. You know, so you changed my life. You know, in the short time I've met you. So
thank you.
You know. But I'm gonna be quiet. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. It's time for a commercial break. Hi, this is Vontae from We Cut Lawn Care in Cleveland. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get burnt out, and that goes for your lawn too. Don't let your busy schedule affect your curb appeal of your home. One simple call to We Cut Lawn Care in Cleveland is all it takes to get your lawn back on track. Call today and receive a 25% off your total lawn care program cost. 555-LAWN. That's 216-555-5296. And remember, we cut lawn care because we keep rolling along. Hey, are you looking for a podcast that is funny, teachable, insane, and downright hilarious? Well, check out the LA.Taye Podcast. The LA.Taye Podcast is a show that will go over everything pop culture, pain, trauma, sex, celebrity news, and gossip, and everything underneath the sun. This show will be something that listeners can engage and understand different points of view. You will grow and learn this podcast. Follow us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts at. This summer only, come to the Fred Hammond and Friends Be Blessed Gospel Fest, featuring Tamala May, Marvin Sapp, and Anita Wilson.
Say, shall bear, they trust in the name of the Lord.
Fred Hammond and Friends Be Blessed Gospel Fest will be held at the Bank Arena in Columbus, Ohio, August 16th through the 18th. You don't want to miss this fun 3-day blessed weekend.
To the King, don't have much to read.
Saw the best in me when everyone else around me.
Please come out to the Fred Hammond and Friends Be Blessed Gospel at the Bank Arena in Columbus, August 16th to 18th. Please go get your tickets at eventbrite.com. Look for Fred Hammond and Friends Be Blessed Gospel. You not want to miss this spiritual blessing. Again, that's www.eventbrite.com. And we'll see you at the... You're listening to the LA.Taye Podcast. We are back from a commercial break. Still got it going on today, you know. You changing lives, and you don't even know that you're changing lives still.
Of course.
In this time frame.
Right.
So that's such a blessing to itself, you know. Just let you know that you are still here with us, you know. So you changed my life, you know, in the short time I've met you. So
thank you.
You know. But I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna keep listening to your story and just filling up with what you gotta say.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
But yeah, like I said, I'm a fighter and stuff like that. When I have to be, of course. But yeah, I make music. What is it? I try to sell my music. Yeah, I try to sell my music as well, but it's been kind of hard doing that because my cousin's trying to help me with that, but he's trying to get his friends to rap to him, but it's not really working out. So I'm trying to. That's why I came to the school. Okay. So I can actually learn about how to get an LLC, copyright.
What school are you talking about? Because the viewers, they don't know what school. You could say a school from Egypt.
That's true.
So we want to be like very intentional, but like not very intentional. But just tell them, okay. So we gonna just go over that. Yeah. So like, what school do we go to? Because they don't know.
That's right. We go to the Ohio Media School located in Columbus.
Okay. And so why did you want to come to the school again?
I came to the school to learn about radio, television, and broadcasting. Really? Specifically, yes.
That sounds exciting.
Oh, yes.
That sounds very exciting.
Very. I mainly came here just to learn about audio design, as well as some sort of television and stuff like that. But what piqued my interest was to be on the radio and stuff like that. Podcasting, it piqued my interest as well too. But since I'm on your podcast, I'm really piqued now. It piqued my yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad. I'm glad this piqued your interest because being a podcaster, at first I was intimidated. Like, I literally am intimidated of success. Like, I'm afraid of success. But part of me is like, it's a fight in me. But a part of me is like, I don't even know how to even pull myself out because, like, literally, like I want to do YouTube, back then, and I'm like stressing how to figure this stuff out on these levels, and now it's like I'm learning how to do these type of tasks in the school, which has been really helpful for me. Like, we haven't got to the editing part,
that's
fully,
true.
but like the sound and engineering work, I'm loving this. Like the podcast, I'm loving it.
Me too.
I'm loving this, like learning how to do sounds and switchers and create sweepers. It's dope.
Yes,
it is very, very dope. So I'm just so proud that you were here, and I'm proud that that, like I said, you came into my life.
Thank you.
In this short time, and I'm so glad that despite everything that's happened to you, you didn't really want to give up in life. Even though that some things you told me off air, that's been really like deep, to my my spirit. But I'm just grateful that you really, despite all the obstacles, you're still here.
Thank you.
And that's what really matters. I just want to let you know that like it really matters to me. It really, really matters to me.
I think so too. Yeah, I really think so too. It's a hard battle, honestly, because life can throw a lot of curveballs at you.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But if
I don't know nothing about curveballs, trust me, I know a lot about curveballs.
Oh yeah.
I've been hit left and right. I'm surprised I'm still here.
Oh yeah.
And still with skin on my body and bones on my body.
Definitely. Yep. It's been hard, honestly. It's been a long journey, and plus, and not only that, I don't know what God has in store for me, but only time will tell.
Yep, only time will tell.
Yep.
Only time will tell. Because God, He's going to show up, and He's like today on my way here. Like like I said, I've had some rough times this morning, and the depression like really kicked my butt this morning.
Right.
I'm not gonna hold y'all.
Right.
I'm not gonna fake the funk. I didn't want to come to school today.
Wow.
I literally turned on my computer, signed in online, like I'm here in school.
Yeah.
And didn't want to be here because it's so people don't understand like when you're dealing with so much, and this is where the topic comes in, y'all. So like we're gonna switch gears but go into the topic.
Yeah.
Being self-aware and coming clean. Ooh, making sounds in the studio. Coming clean and just letting yourself be vulnerable of what's going on and letting people know what's happening and everything. So like you just have to allow yourself to be free.
Right.
So like for me, like I said, I woke up this morning feeling like crap. I didn't want to get out of bed. Like there's sometimes like I could do all this podcast stuff and editing and stuff like that at school, and then I'm doing this for my outside life, and I'm overwhelmed.
Yes.
But there's no happiness in the midst of that. So like for me, I kind of I would tend to shut down in some points in my life. Some points of the day.
Ah, gotcha.
Sorry, but the day. Sometimes I could be on my phone for 12 hours after I get off work. After I get off work from school, because my spirit is drained. And I don't feel like there's nothing else I want to do.
Yep.
Like sometimes I feel like
just your energy, your aura.
Yeah, my aura is completely down to
Yep.
a point where I'm over asking my friends like, "Can y'all pray for me?" And I'm like, I don't know what to pray for about.
Right. And I totally understand that. Like I'm the same way. Yeah.
And it gets hard. It gets really, really, really hard.
Very hard.
And I try my hardest to like, put a brave face on and and put on like everything is okay. Like today, I literally I got to school like almost 3 hours late.
Ooh boy.
Because I literally did not want to be
in the environment.
In the environment of anybody,
Right.
You know, and I'm like, I literally was like, okay, if I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that. Let me at least get myself dressed,
Right.
Because there's some days it's hard to get dressed. You know, and people like you tell some people your issues or your problems, they don't understand.
No, they just don't.
They don't understand, and it's like you try to explain, but it's like you can understand, like it's attached to this flesh,
Right.
You know,
They say they understand, but they don't really understand.
they don't understand what's going on.
Right.
So you know, I have tried sometimes just to isolate myself. Like literally, this past month, I isolated myself
Really?
for a whole month.
Ooh.
If it wasn't for like obligations in school and stuff like that, I wouldn't probably show up.
Wow.
Because the depression gets so heavy some days to a point where I don't even know where to even start.
Exactly.
You know, I don't even know where to begin my even day.
Right.
Like there's times like I be getting up around 6 in the morning, but I don't move until I don't get out the bed, or I don't even go pee.
Really?
Until like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Ooh.
And I know I gotta be at school by 9:30.
Yeah.
And I be seeing the time just roll by.
Just watching the time roll by.
Yep.
Wow.
Like it hit me early in the morning of the depression, and this is where you gotta be self-aware and know where's going on.
Right.
It will hit me like early in the morning and hit so
Late.
heavy at night.
Ooh.
And when I tell y'all, like it literally frustrates me because it's like I know I'm this like king and I'm this boss and I'm somebody's nephew, I'm somebody's grandson,
Right.
You know, and I have to fight this next legacy,
Right.
But it's hard to even get out the bed.
Right. Very hard.
It is hard. Like
Yes.
when people say I want my wings fried hard, I mean hard.
Very.
Very, very hard. So like, you know, I just
Yep.
I ask God every day, like, for strength, even in the midst of when I like, okay, I'm praying for somebody else. I'm doing this interview. I'm doing this. I'm in the midst of trying to put myself up, but it's like the behind walls are still sinking.
Yes, that is true.
So, you know,
I totally feel that.
I want people to understand, like, you know, it gets a little crazy.
It can. It
gets
can
a
get
little
really crazy.
You know, especially with, you know, dealing with school and work and medical bills and finances. It gets overwhelmed. So so yeah, I just want, you know, that's what being self-aware about. Being self-aware is all about.
That's true.
You have to be self-aware.
You really do.
You know, and be intentional with yourself because, you know.
Yeah, being self-aware spiritually, verbally, especially verbally.
Yeah, like I literally today, I literally asked, like, I've been working so hard to a point where it's fine and dandy, but I know when it's time for me to, I need to do something to release this stress and anxiety that keeps coming over me.
Yeah.
I lack things that make me happy.
Right.
You know, I lack a lot of things that make me happy, which like, I'd be like, I need to go get a massage. I need to go get therapy. I mean therapy, or I need to go get, not therapy, like a massage therapy. I lack what's the one? Going to like different like classes to get like myself out of those dirty funks.
Right.
And my spirit be telling me like, go do this, go do this, go do that.
Right.
But when I don't know the resources or connections, that's when it gets hard.
Yeah.
But today,
you're here.
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm here.
And we thank God for that.
I thank God for that. I thank God for just being here. And this, and I'm gonna let everybody know this. It might not make this. What I'm saying might not make sense to you, or you can relate. I hope that you're keeping up with what I'm saying, because it is a lot that I'm putting out, and we're both putting out as together. Like we're getting spiritually connected in here.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I want people to understand like the faint and the weakness that we feel on a daily basis. You have to acknowledge that.
Exactly.
You know,
I totally understand.
I reached out to a support group today.
Really?
Yes. For just for advice. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I want people to know that, hey, you know, I asked today, I said, hey, anybody know any like therapy places that do like spas that can help with like anxiety or stress? People text me like, here, you try like the float spa. Where you float in a little bathtub and like you float and it's like calming music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to do stuff like that.
Right.
You know, like I'm in a group text right now, like with one of my friends. We just started a group chain. Shout out to Isaiah. For trying to like get ourselves back into healthiness.
Right.
So like running and stuff like that. So I'm doing the steps to do what I have to do.
Right.
To get where I want to be.
Right.
It is challenging.
It is.
It is very difficult. But I know if I keep fighting every day to do things that's going to free my spirit of just the bondage of everything, I know I can overcome a lot.
That's right.
I can overcome this. You know, all the setbacks that has happened to me, all the things that I didn't talk about, the things that did happen, the things that were laid upon me as a young child that I was exposed to. I wish I can go back in time and fix those things.
Of course.
But I feel like some of those things walked me through those doors to see where I am today.
That's right.
You know?
Amen. Yep. I believe that wholeheartedly. I wish I can go back to those days too, because it's hard, honestly, because like I said, rough childhood growing up with me. But I'm glad that you reached out to those support groups. I'm really glad. I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just wish I would have done that, like when I was, umpteen years old.
Well, tune in next week for the latest episode of the LA.Taye Podcast. Gone now. I don't want no smoke with nobody. All right, Maestro, roll the outro. We out of here.
Thank you for listening to the LA.Taye Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you did, please drop down a like, a comment, or a thumbs up. We appreciate this podcast is powered by the